Thank you very much, Shalom, and greetings to you all. Now, I was speaking with an old friend about how quickly the year seems to be moving. We're just about halfway through now. We're talking about all the celebratory events that summer tends to bring, from Father's Day to national birthdays, with an extra special one this year. Summer carnivals and fairs, major sporting events like the World Cup, which with ticket prices, traffic problems, and crime have made this a truly elitist event, as all sporting events are becoming. It's also primarily cottage and vacation time. And we were thinking about how lucky we are to live in a time when so much could be built around time to be free to enjoy ourselves. Life used to be devoted to survival and work, and now we have so much more and many more options. And we have that because of the freedom we have in our lives, and not everyone's free, but everyone can be, at least within themselves. Enjoy your lives. Find something every day to celebrate, to be proud of who you are. And I know that this is Pride Month, but you should be proud of yourself every month and every day of every month. Now, it was great to see 60,000 people march for Israel in Toronto the other day in an uplifting, peaceful demonstration of support for the only democracy in the Middle East. Where have all the good men gone? Where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules? Fight the rising odds. Isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night I toss and turn, dream of what I need. I need a hero. That's a great song. Those 60,000 people are all heroes. Standing up to hate, overcoming fear, demonstrating their pride in being Jewish, and in supporting Israel. The only real home they have, a place dedicated to always welcoming anyone of Jewish lineages, and that has nothing to do with being religious or not. Of course, it got very little coverage. We wouldn't want to show anything promoting Israel or Judaism to the masses, now would we? It's harder to promote Jew hating when so many turn out to support this threat to the world. We all know that if the Jew haters of the Middle East laid down their weapons, there'd be immediate peace. And if Israel did, it would cease to exist. One fights defensively. One fights for conquest and destruction. What more do you need to know about mindless hate? Is that the world you want and want to fight for? The dumbing down of people just keeps astounding me. Good for you, Jerry Seinfeld, at the Knicks game the other night. I'm a rabbi, I'm not a politician, I'm not a spokesperson. I try and stay away from political or social commentaries, although ever since October 7th I've commented a little bit more. I think people are better sticking to what they know and do, and keep their non-fact-based opinions to themselves. I try and see the world in terms of decency, honor, fairness, empathy, maybe with a little common sense, which seems to have gone the way of the dodo. In fact, I avoid the 21st century mob, also known as social media, altogether. But you would have to practically be blind not to notice the miscommunication that still goes on. I know people continue to confuse events and things between. You got Israel, you got Palestinians, you got Israel and you got Hamas, you got Palestinians, you got Hamas. They're all different, just as Hezbollah and Lebanon are different and shouldn't be confused as being the same. Hamas and Palestinians are two completely different things. Hamas was founded in 1987 to liberate Palestine, which of course never existed as a country, which includes all of modern-day Israel, from what was called Israeli occupation, and to establish an Islamic state in the area that is now Israel, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip. Now, to do that, there has to be the complete elimination of Israel altogether. That's what it stands for. The old PLO, which those of you old enough to remember, of Yasser Arafat, disappeared. And that was split between two factions, one in the West Bank and Hamas in Gaza. In the January 2006 Palestinian parliamentary elections, Hamas won a majority in the Palestinian parliament, defeating the PLO-affiliated Fatah party. The two parties in the two regions have nothing to do with each other, and there have been no elections either way ever since. Hamas stresses one thing only: jihad, A holy war waged on behalf of Islam as the sole and immediate means to solve the problem of Palestine. Hamas aims to create an Islamic state in all of Palestine. The immediate means to achieve this goal is the escalation of the armed struggle with the participation not only of Palestinian Muslims, but the entire Islamic world. Well, how's that going for you? It's the more militant band of a militant band. And accordingly, Hamas has been branded a terror organization by most of the world, almost since its founding. And so, every so often, it did what it does. It began firing missiles into Israel from Gaza. It is a hate-motivated group. And I continue to wonder at members of the U.S. Congress blocking efforts to place sanctions on foreign terrorist funding. I don't understand why. I'd love to know. And how did a terror attack on Israel become an Israel-Palestine discussion? I'd love to know that one too. The sad events of the last few years become purely anti-Semitic on steroids. It's not about land, it's not about religion, it's not about rights. Because there's only one place in the Middle East where equal freedom exists among all, and equal rights exist among all, and that's Israel, where Muslims and Christians have more freedoms and rights than Jews have in any Muslim nation. There's not one Arab nation that has offered any land to settle anyone, or taken anybody from this region into their nations. The West Bank, and particularly Gaza, have amounted political animals. One is controlled by one group, the other is controlled by a second separate terror organization that has one goal: destruction and elimination, not of the land but of the religion. Hatred of Jews is their raison d'etre. It's time to wake up. Blind hatred, whether from jealousy or differences, is unacceptable, and sadly it's been with us forever. It's time to move on from hatred. It's time to come together, as we do. So let's continue our journey to freedom as we gather, put away our differences, and form a like-minded group, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith, any and all faith, love, any and all love, a true chavura, fellowship, as we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together we're individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, a psalm that encourages people to come together. Hine Matov, Umenai, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Umenai, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Because we support each other in this community, so let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. We all believe in something. It's a part of your kavana, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. And goodwill and intention are the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct. Your intention sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. So let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Let's send some of the goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal is for everybody. It just floats through space, finding those in need, so send it out. For those you know, and for the souls and spirits of everyone you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people, it is for our pets, it's for the earth, it is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup, and a part of the healing of the world is when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick, but it is the prayer for the sick, but it's for anybody in your hearts or your minds. Let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers always for those in need of assistance. We pray for those who need prayer. It's an easy thing to do. We don't have to know them. We want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us and for those close to us. As Jagger continues doing better, as Carson has returned from his mystical journey, For the one and only Leah, a true inspiration. For my friend L2, focused on helping the downtrodden groups. For the fairy godmother, still in need, but appreciating all the love and support. For Angela, Laura, and Victoria, off on her European journey. For my great pal, and 50 years of friendship and support. For Dan, a numbers genius and his words of wisdom. Still healing, but always getting better. For Alan and Corey, for Sherry. For Gabe, always in mind. For Lorella and her miraculous recovery. Dear Shelley, Giggles, Lily. For Alana and Luke, for the elf, who I'll be seeing soon. For Roberta. For dear Inura. For Winston. For the MW. True beacon of happiness. For John and Fern. For Marie and John. Dory and Gloria. For Connie and Ronnie. For Maya and Tally. For Nina and her special twin Linda. For Danny. For all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives. All our sacred animal friends everywhere. For everybody you know in need. For the whole world, and for my bee, who always knows she's special and has a refuge of love waiting for her. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you know, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me, Shabarach. Avotenu Makor HaBracha Limotenu, be the source of strength. Bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. Renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Yishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, in which we call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Yishaberach, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. This week we read one of the worst named and explained pieces of biblical lore. This week we read shelach, send. Now don't forget, Parsha names were added much later than the time the Bible was written, hundreds of years later. Now this Parsha is forever known as the episode of the spies, even though the word spies actually appears nowhere. And when you say the word spies, a certain stereotype comes to mind. We all know that theme song. Numbers 13:1. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, send men out and let them scout the land of Canaan that I'm giving to the children of Israel. You shall send one man for each tribe of his fathers, every one of them a chieftain. Note the key words that are used there. Send, scout, chieftain. This week's reading is about these things, you see. It's not about spies. It's about leadership and what happens when leadership fails. And we see the failure of leadership worldwide all around us. And it has sadly become a worldwide epidemic. But there's more. This reading is also about free speech and our ability to persuade or dissuade from fear, the great ruler of the universe. Now, the men Moses sends are all tribal leaders, every one of them. They're not ordinary scouts, and they're not spies. The function of the mission is not espionage. It is observation. To bring back a description of the land to the people, they are leaders. And that's why their negativity when they return is so devastating. It's not just a disappointing bit of intelligence. It's an utter failure to lead and to encourage the people. We expect better of our leaders. We always have, we still do, and hopefully we always will. We think of two groups when we read this. We think of James Bond, Simon Templar, Mata Hari, James West. We think of Churchill, Roosevelt, Gandhi, Kennedy. The former were spies. The latter were chieftains, heads of state, leaders. Look at what's happening. They were there. They were at the promised land. But their fear, the great inheritance from Jacob, kept them from the realization of their dreams. Friends, do not let fear stop you and keep you from your dreams. They scouted the land for the famous 40-day formula we first saw with Noah and the flood. Numbers 13:27. And they told them, meaning the grumblers and naysayers, it said, "We came to the land where you sent us, and also it's flowing with milk and honey. This is its fruit," and they bring back fruit, a grape stalk so big 2 men had to carry it. A true land of plenty of milk and honey. Who wouldn't want to be there? And they continue. Nonetheless, the people who live in the land are strong, and the cities are fortified, very big. And also we saw the offspring of the giants there. So it's great. It's everything you can want, but the people there are strong. The cities are powerful. Giants live there. So we should pass. We should not go there. Let fear of what has not happened, but what we project may happen, dictate the actions we take. Everything is worse in our minds than in reality, my friends. We catastrophize. Stop. Numbers 13:32. And they brought out a report of the land that they had scouted to the children of Israel, saying, "The land through which we passed to scout, it's a land that eats those who live in it. And all the people whom we saw in it were people of size. We saw the Nephilim there, sons of giants from the Nephilim, and we were like grasshoppers in our eyes. And so we were in their eyes." So they say that descendants of those mythical beings from Genesis 6, the children of God, who bred with the daughters of man, are there. Those mythical Nephilim. Fear controls these people. And all the children of Israel complained that Moses and Aaron and all the congregation said to them, "If only we had died in the land of Egypt or in this wilderness, if only we had died. Oh, woe is me." The wilderness generation has demonstrated they do not deserve freedom. They're not ready for the life of free people in a land of their own. That takes work. This is going to be left for their children, who grow up not knowing the experience of having been slaves. An entire generation's experience is not easily reversed. In our own age, and it's passing quickly, we can still see the impact on the lives of survivors of the Holocaust. Some become more religious, some reject religion altogether, some cannot talk of the horrors, and some speak of it constantly. Some return to the sites where they suffered, and some will never go back. It affects their medical decisions, their ways of raising their children, their trust of other human beings, their work, their thoughts, their opinions, and their memories. Their children carry tremendous loads of guilt and obligation, but they have a chance of knowing a kind of freedom that their parents cannot know. That generation is disappearing rapidly. Do not let their memories disappear with them. We are all the descendants of the wilderness generation, but most of us are still in the wilderness. Take the time and ask yourself, where in the wilderness are you now? These people were at the entry to the promised land. For the number of days that you scouted the land, 40 days, you shall bear your crimes a day for each year, 40 years, and you shall know my frustration. A year a day, 40 days, 40 years. So this 11-day journey is now going to take 40 years. Now, if this were Peru, I think maybe they were just out on an ayahuasca journey. The weight of their fear will alter every part of their existence. They cannot enter the land. They were too immersed in fear. It is the great curse of man, and we ignore the holy day set aside every year to remind you that you can be free. Passover is all about freedom from fear. 700 million. Are you listening? Most of what you read is made of lies. Speaking one to one, ain't it everybody's son? To wake to in the morning when we rise. Come and sing a simple song, freedom. Sing it like you've never sung before. Let it fill the air. Tell the people everywhere. We the people here don't want a war. Freedom, unfortunately, is a hard fought for item. Do not give it up. Do not let it be taken away. Do not be fooled into thinking it is a right and not a privilege. There are very few free places in the world. Relish and protect what you have. And beware the false leader that doesn't lead. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate with each other, we love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. So let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, healing to all who need it. And please do. Learn to forgive and learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. We set in motion all that happens in our lives. Never forget that. It is our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything's linked. You always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you. As you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people, and the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So keep on dreaming, my friends. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. Work to be present in the body. Expand the heart, quiet the mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness, in your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief. Never accept shame as a natural state, because whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other, because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. You're never alone on your journey. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive, and keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Listen to the voice of God as He talks to you, and remember, your connection to God and all that He has created, in body and in soul, is a part of you. It's a part of me. It's a part of all of us. It's a part of the spirit of the universe forever. So enjoy this journey. We are the wilderness generation. We are the ones who will forge a nation with a return to a code of ethical laws, understanding the interconnectedness of all, realizing we're all one and the same, and the reality that we are forever blessed. If I told you what it takes to reach the highest high, you'd laugh. Say nothing's that simple. But you've been told many times before, Messiah's pointed to the door. No one had the guts to leave the temple. I'm free. I'm free. And freedom tastes of reality. You are free. Enjoy it, keep it, live it. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Keep sharing the light, practice forgiveness, be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourself. Spread a little goodwill to the world. Continue to be the miracle in someone else's life. And be an example of all you can be. Shabbat Shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.